Welcome back to 22 in 22. The 18th best team, in our opinion, is the Sacramento Kings. After an average 12 and 14 start for them, everything just went downhill. They went on a rough 3 and 15 stretch, including both 6 and 8 game losing streaks. However, they managed to save what would have been a terrible season by winning 13 of their final 20 games, going into the 4-month hiatus 11th in the West with a 28 and 36 record. Now they don't have an incredibly star-studded team. I'd say much of their most of their starters and some of their bench even perform on a similar kind of mediocre level. However, their best players have arguably been point guard De'Aaron Fox, who has averaged 20 points with 4 rebounds and 7 assists, as well as their shooting guard Buddy Hield, who has averaged 20 points with 5 rebounds and 3 assists. Other notably strong players have been small forward Harrison Barnes, shooting guard Bogdanovic, center Richaun Holmes, and power forward Nemanja Bjelica, all of them averaging between 12 and 14 points. Around 2 weeks ago, power forward Jabari Parker, center Alex Len, and most importantly, star shooting guard Buddy Hield were diagnosed with the virus. Although they will all most likely be able to play in Orlando, the illness could hinder their training a bit, which could impact their performance during the restart. The Kings' road to the playoffs is very difficult, as they would have to outperform very strong Blazers and Pelicans teams and beat the Grizzlies in a play-in tournament. However, the fact that they do have two easy opponents in the previously mentioned Spurs and the Magic could help them, but I don't know if they'll be able to win any games other than those two. Now, moving on to the power rankings portion of this video. So, I think that the Kings are clearly better on paper than the 4 teams that we have previously mentioned, especially considering they're not suffering any major injuries like pretty much all 4 of them are, or major like players missing the bubble. But because I just don't see a clear path for them to make the playoffs with both the Blazers and the Pelicans ahead of them, and considering just how strong those teams look, in my opinion, I could not put them any higher than 18.
Yeah, I actually believe we all unanimously had the Kings at 18, and it's for similar reasons. The Kings do have a decent team with a lot of young key players like De'Aaron Fox, but the Kings are 3.5 games behind, and they have some fierce competition with, like you said, the Pelicans, the Blazers, and the Grizzlies as well. They're all fighting for the 8th spot. And given that the Kings are 3.5 games behind, it's going to be difficult for them to catch up and secure a playoff spot for themselves.
Now, although I had them at 18, I guess I can play a bit of devil's advocate because I'm a bit more high on the Kings than you all. I mean, for one, they are 3.5 games behind, which puts them within the 4-game necessity. There is a scenario. Everybody keeps talking about the Blazers, the Pelicans, but no one really talks about the Kings. The Kings were one of the hottest teams going into early and mid-March. As Andrew mentioned, they were 13-7 in the last 20 games. So they have a really good team. They are a very streaky team, streaky young team, and they have a lot of potential. A lot of the teams which they're facing could easily turn into wins. As I see, they're facing the Spurs, the Magic, the Pelicans, the Nets, and the Pelicans again. And they even faced the Lakers on the last game, which is a potential chance that the Lakers have already secured the number 1 seed and are resting LeBron maybe. So there are games which they can win. It's just they're just a really young team. Their talent is not super great yet, but I have really high hopes for this team.
All right, so that's it for the episode. Well, not the 18th episode, but the 18th best team in our rankings. Let us know who you think will be number 17. We'll be back tomorrow. This is the Benchwarmers signing off. See ya.